One of our lads, a Yank medic.
A Yank medic?
And he's brought out a prisoner. Not a prisoner, a patient. Seriously, are these soldiers blind? She's a little girl and he's carrying her. As time goes on and the wars continue, the doctor realizes he can't go on with this. But I volunteered for the UN Medical Corps. It was a way to serve humanity. Instead, rightly or wrongly, I feel as if I'm aiding humanity's enemies. I heal men so they can die. No more. No more. Yes, you're such a moral person, Doc, deciding to not practice medicine just because your conscience is nagging you about a war. In retrospect, saving that little girl was utterly pointless. After all, she'll probably die of something someday. Look, I'm not trying to start an ethical or philosophical argument, but I'm just saying his logic is pretty faulty and disturbing for a doctor. However, after quitting, a telegram arrives that reads so. United Nations Special Communique. Dear Dr. Orion, because of expanded responsibilities due to the breakup of traditional political nation states, Atari Institute is assuming control of NASA and the National Academy of Science.
What?
Of course. So, wait. After the apocalypse, individual businesses and research foundations assume all political control instead of governments?
Live just like now.
Man, this explains so damn much about the Umbrella Corporation. Point is, he becomes a director of medical research for the Atari Institute. Did I do the right thing, resigning from the UN Medical Corps? No! My research in space medicine for Atari has been useful. Yes, space medicine. It's like regular medicine, but space! Commander Chunk Biceps asked Lydia to drop the mystery. Just tell them what Project Multiverse is. A hint, champion. It has to do with alternate reality. My God! In this universe, it was Atari that developed the Virtual Boy!
And the power glove.
There she is, Lucas. Atari Institute! So, why the giant spotlights? It's gonna be really annoying for all the people working in those offices. Hey, great! I get an office with a window and oh my God, I'm blind! When their car enters the Atari Institute, Irish Cyclops woman from the beginning of the comic manages to slip inside. And so our comic ends with her proudly thinking that she has infiltrated the tightest security system in North Cal. Wait, what the hell was she infiltrating at the beginning if that wasn't the Atari Institute? So, how does this story end? See Atari's Berserk game cartridge for the startling conclusion of Atari Force, The Origin. Crap, does anyone have a copy of Berserk on them? How about the console it's on? Oh crap, now we'll never know! Anyway, this comic is not all that bad. It's got a lot of good setup, but nothing really happens. It's all backstory. And dear God, is it padded to hell. The thing is a 48-page comic. Of those 48 pages, 13 are either splash pages or full-page spreads. Most of the other pages only have 2 panels on them each. All in all, though, it's certainly better than some other Atari products out there. And I have no ending line, so just thank you, everybody! Earlier than I thought it was going to. We're at 1:18 right now, and if it's okay with the con people, I think we can just spend the rest of the time doing Q&A.
Yeah!
Any con representatives here who can tell us?
Do it.
Yes! Go with it!
So, Q&A. Yes, sir, you in the back.
You said that you were going to review X-Force #1 later. Which X-Force were you planning to review?
Liefeld.
Oh, great.
I was going to keep it a surprise, but apparently not.
Nice going.
Yes, sir.
Did you bring your Power Ranger costume?
I did not.
Oh.
I can't transport that on the plane because of the foam shield and whatnot.
The Rose has his punch thing. The Transformers.
Yes, sir.
What do you use to make your videos?
I usually use Adobe Premiere Elements 7, and the comic scans I either find online if I can, or I just scan them in individually. Also, for this one, Atari Force is actually available online in full. If you go, just do a search for it. It's like Atari HQ or something. They have like old info about every single Atari thing ever made, including Atari Comics.
NET.
Critical Marine.
Your special effects. How do you do your special effects?
It's a mixture of a couple of things. I have 3ds Max 8 for some, like, occasionally a phaser effect or a torpedo. Like during the first Mecha fight, I'm assuming you all remember that.
Yeah.
Actually, come to think of it, we have enough time. Okay, I need one of the tech guys here. I need sound with this thing. I have an episode with me.
Yes. Can I ask a really random question to the room? I dropped an Arwen pendant somewhere. If anybody happens to see it.
Anyone see an Arwen pendant anywhere?
No. It's a whitey.
No, I was like, if you're not a true geek.
Did we get a runner going for the tech guy?
Okay, we're going to still do the Q&A, and I have a request. Who is out there in the back in the hallway?
That's me.
Yeah, any chance you could like run to the tech room and grab someone to do the sound stuff?
I'm actually radioing him over.
Yeah.
You are awesome in your greatness.
Hey, Linkara.
The good doctor.
How far are you on Revolution of the Mask #3?
Suzu has completed, I think, I hope I pronounced that right. Either Suzu or Sozo has finished about 5 pages or so of the comic as well, and I've got BEC, I suddenly can't remember his name, already finished the cover. So yes, progress is being made. Hooray!
Hey, Linkara. Right here.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I know you're not really like a wrestling fan and everything else, but are you gonna? I know you say you're gonna do this comic, but you are gonna do WWE Heroes, right?
I'm on the fence about it.
Oh, come on,
Here's
man.
the reason why. It's written by Keith Champagne, and I know Keith Champagne, and I like him. So yes, I really should, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I've still gotten plenty of. I'm still going to do. I will tell you, I'm going to do the Ultimate Warriors workout.
Yes.
He's not nearly as insane in there, so I don't know if it'll be as entertaining.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
He does fight Sergeant Slaughter in it, though. Yes, sir.
How do you come up with the storylines to your videos?
I come up with a weird concept, and then I just make it up as I go. Well, sort of. Here's the thing. The Mechakara story, I wanted to have a robot, like Robot Linkara, at the end of the review. So I just had that at the end of Superman vs. Terminator. And I had no idea what I was going to do with it. I had no idea for the backstory, and it was just like that. I just developed as I went along. I knew I wanted him to sabotage the show. I just didn't have a reason for it. I just developed that later. I think it was by August that I finally had the story for Mechakara pinned down. And Lord Vice, I have figured out all his deal, and you will hear that in 2 weeks. It won't be the final battle, and yes, I already have the next storyline after that already planned out too. Astounding Critic.
Woo! Have you been reading Batman Incorporated?
Yes, I have. I've been really enjoying it.
Awesome.
Here's the thing. I actually don't think this is a bad concept. It's smart. Organization and just having Batmans in every country. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Sure.
It's not badly written. This is not taken in some goofy direction. And Dick Grayson is still acting as Batman. And he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
Why did it actually get darker when the projector went off?
Because I don't like Dick Grayson.
You, sir.
Do you know what Todd in the Shadows looks like?
Yes. I know.
Dark Shadow.
But yes, he is walking around here. Just no one can recognize him because you don't know what he looks like.
It's like a.
You, sir, with the orange thing.
What is the worst comic that you have read but you haven't reviewed and why?
I can't say. I'm saving it. Okay, I'll give you one info. It's an Image comic.
The Image version. Yeah.
They actually do have a version of it.
Here's the thing about Bimbos in Time. Bimbos in Time is so amateurish, it's hard for me to call it the worst comic ever. It really feels like the kind of thing that someone just went to a Xerox machine and printed out. We got the tech guy here who's getting the sound cords we need. And all you do is you get to have the advanced screening of the episode that was going to be released on Christmas. Yeah! But it's now being released on Monday because it has story stuff.
Cry for justice.
Signed the sound jack.
No, it's not, but it's gonna be awesome.
Oh man, I hope it is. I do like Cry for Justice stuff.
Guys, I'd rather not go through Cry for Justice again. No, the third episode because I did like it.
So let's give this a test run. Since you're all here, I might as well just tell you. Power Rangers Zeo #1. To a very special extra episode of Atop the Fourth Wall. I was going to release this on Christmas, but I got busy with other stuff. So let's talk about how much of a complete and utter dork I am about Power Rangers. Talking about Power Rangers Zeo. I don't think there's a single person who was alive during the 90s who didn't know about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, most would just abbreviate it to the last two words, but if you asked for the full series name, they'd always say Mighty Morphin. It's like the original Star Trek. It doesn't matter how many seasons, how many new storylines and casts, the original Star Trek is the one that has its most prominent place in history. And in that same regard, the Mighty Morphin era of Power Rangers will always be the one that pop culture remembers. However, after the first 3 seasons of the show, there was a change. Promotional commercials started coming out for a new show, and the song told us to go Zeo. In the show, the command center was destroyed, the powers were lost, and it seemed like evil had won. But wait, enter the Zeo Crystal, a mystical crystal that granted the Rangers new powers. A new enemy came, the Machine Empire, and for once, the suits themselves changed. And like pretty much every franchise, there was of course a comic book, made by our old pals at Image Comics no less. So let's dig into Power Rangers Zeo #1.
Yeah.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkar's gonna teach you all a lesson you will learn. Rusty, you're not the smartest. Liefeld, you're not an artist. Edwards has that comic published. It could be your turn. Linkara, he's a man. Punch, take a dirty hat. Linkara, he has a magic gun. The way he punches that. Linkara, toys, robots, and his other trucks. Linkara, this comic sucks. Linkara.
An American group shot from an Image comic made in the mid-90s? What a shock! Still, credit where credit is due. It's still more dynamic than most Image comics get by virtue of at least having them do something other than just stand around. There's real energy to this cover. And a lot of bad muscle proportions, which is definitely a bad call all around. The Power Rangers were never meant to be bodybuilders, for crying out loud. They were supposed to be athletically fit, slim but muscular, like an Olympic track star. They were martial artists, not football players. These look like those cheap, weird, muscled Halloween costumes that come out every year. We open to the Zeo Rangers attacking the military. My God, soccer moms were right! Power Rangers are an evil, violent influence! Zeo Rangers, stop this attack! We're U.S. military officials! Have you lost your minds? No, but maybe you cogs have if you think a few cheap disguises are gonna fool us. Cheap! We paid good money for these! Sorry guys, but we know an enemy when we see one. Do you really, Zeo Rangers? Perhaps the real enemy is prejudice. Think about it, won't you? Anyway, the Zeo Rangers kick and punch their way through several cogs, the foot soldiers of the Machine Empire, disguised as ordinary troops. Their brilliant disguise is just a mask that splits in half as soon as you kick or punch it. I see a bit of a design flaw there. The cog's getting a little close to the bomb. Whoops, can't have that, can we? Otherwise, they might set up us the bomb. Oh, come on! That joke was relevant when the comic was made.